Jackie Kennedy was the epitome of elegance, a first lady who redefined American style and strength. But behind the polished facade of Jacqueline Bouvier, Kennedy Onassis lay a life filled with intrigue, scandal, and heartbreak. From her rise to fame to her tumultuous marriages, from her rivalry with Marilyn Monroe to the secrets she took to her grave. This is the untold story of a woman who captivated the world, yet remained an enigma. Buckle up as we dive into the glamour, the grief, and the grit of Jackie Kennedy's extraordinary life. Jackie Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe, two icons of the 20th century, each embodying a different kind of American dream. But were they rivals? The rumors of a feud between the First Lady and the Hollywood starlet have persisted for decades. Marilyn's sultry rendition of Happy Birthday to JFK in 1962 only fueled the fire. But what was really going on behind the scenes? Jackie was aware of Marilyn's infatuation with JFK, but she chose to rise above it. She once famously said, "I don't care if he has affairs, as long as he's discreet." But Marilyn's public display was anything but discreet. It was a direct challenge to Jackie's position. Jackie's response? Silence. She never publicly acknowledged Marilyn, but insiders claim she was deeply hurt. The rivalry, if it existed, was one-sided. Jackie's focus was on her family, her role as First Lady, and her legacy. Jackie Kennedy was no stranger to scandal. From rumors of her husband's infidelities to her own alleged affairs, the First Lady's life was anything but ordinary. But what were the most shocking scandals that rocked her world? One of the biggest scandals was the revelation of JFK's numerous affairs. Jackie was humiliated, but she never let it show. Then there were the rumors about her own love life, whispers of secret romances that threatened to tarnish her pristine image. Despite the scandals, Jackie remained a pillar of strength. But how much of it was an act? And what secrets did she take to her grave? Was Jackie Kennedy the picture of loyalty? Or did she have secrets of her own? The rumors of her secret love affairs have intrigued historians for decades. But how much of it is truth, and how much is myth? There were whispers about her relationships with powerful men, including Aristotle Onassis before they married. Some even suggest she had a brief romance with a famous actor. But Jackie was fiercely private, and she took many secrets to her grave. Whether these affairs were real or imagined, they add another layer to the complex tapestry of Jackie's life. A woman who seemed to have it all, yet yearned for something more. November 22nd, 1963, a day that changed America forever. But for Jackie Kennedy, it was the day her world shattered. As the nation mourned, Jackie became a symbol of strength and resilience. But what was going through her mind in those harrowing moments? She was in shock, but she knew she had to be strong for the country. She told me later that all she could think about was her children and how their lives would never be the same. Jackie's composure during the funeral was awe-inspiring, but behind the veil was a woman grappling with unimaginable grief. How did she find the strength to carry on? 5 years after JFK's assassination, Jackie shocked the world by marrying Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis. But was it a marriage of love, or something else entirely? Onassis offered Jackie security and an escape from the public eye. But many believe it was more of a transactional relationship. Jackie's children reportedly disliked Onassis, and the marriage was fraught with tension. Whether it was love or convenience, Jackie's marriage to Onassis remains one of the most debated chapters of her life. Jackie's life was not without its conflicts. From her strained relationship with the Kennedy family to her own personal struggles, she faced more than her fair share of drama. The Kennedys were a tough crowd, and Jackie didn't always fit in. She clashed with Bobby Kennedy over how to raise her children and struggled to maintain her independence within the family. Despite the challenges, Jackie remained fiercely protective of her children and her legacy. The day JFK was assassinated, Jackie's life changed forever. But what happened next? How did she navigate the unimaginable grief of losing her husband and the father of her children? Jackie's ability to compartmentalize her emotions was remarkable. She focused on her children and her role as a symbol of strength for the nation. But privately, she struggled with the weight of her loss. Jackie's resilience in the face of tragedy is a testament to her strength. But the scars of that day never fully healed. In her final years, Jackie Kennedy Onassis retreated from the public eye, living a quiet life in New York City. But what secrets did she take with her when she passed away in 1994? Jackie was a master at keeping her private life private. Even in her final days, she remained an enigma. There were rumors of unpublished memoirs, letters, and photographs that could reveal untold stories about her life. Whatever secrets Jackie took to her grave, they only add to the mystique of one of the most fascinating women of the 20th century. Subscribe now for more exclusive insights into Jackie's life and legacy. Jackie and JFK's marriage was the stuff of fairy tales, or was it? Behind the glamorous facade, was their union based on love, or was it a marriage of duty and political convenience? There's no doubt that Jackie and JFK cared for each other deeply, but their marriage was complicated by JFK's infidelities and the pressures of public life. Jackie once said, "The biggest problem in my marriage is that I'm married to a man who is married to the country." Despite the challenges, there were moments of true love and partnership. But was it enough to sustain them? Coming up next, Jackie Kennedy's most expensive fashion pieces ever worn. Jackie Kennedy was a fashion icon, and her wardrobe was the envy of women around the world. But what were her most expensive pieces, and how did they shape her image? Jackie's wedding dress, designed by Anne Lowe, was one of the most expensive of its time. But it was her Oleg Cassini gowns as First Lady that truly defined her style. She understood the power of fashion and used it to project strength and elegance. Jackie's fashion choices were more than just clothes. They were a statement, and they continue to inspire designers and fashion lovers to this day. Stay tuned for how Jackie Kennedy changed fashion forever. Jackie Kennedy didn't just wear fashion. She revolutionized it. From her pillbox hats to her tailored suits, her influence is still felt in the fashion world today. Jackie's ability to mix high fashion with accessible pieces was groundbreaking. She made elegance attainable, and her legacy lives on in every woman who strives to look polished and put together. Jackie's impact on fashion is undeniable. She wasn't just a trendsetter, she was a trailblazer. Jackie Kennedy lived a life of luxury, and her homes and cars were a reflection of her impeccable taste. But which of her properties and vehicles were the most extravagant? Jackie's homes were a blend of classic elegance and modern comfort. She had a keen eye for design, and every detail was carefully curated. Her cars were no different. She favored sleek, stylish models that matched her persona. Jackie's homes and cars were more than just status symbols. They were an extension of her identity. A woman who valued beauty, comfort, and privacy above all else. Long before she became Jackie Kennedy, she was Jacqueline Bouvier, a young woman with dreams of her own. But how did she rise from a privileged upbringing to become one of the most famous women in the world? Jackie's rise to fame was a combination of her own ambition and the opportunities that came her way. Her marriage to JFK catapulted her into the spotlight, but it was her intelligence, grace, and determination that kept her there. Jackie's journey to fame was anything but ordinary. But what sacrifices did she make along the way? Jackie Kennedy was not just a first lady, she was a mother. But what was her parenting style really like? And how did she navigate the challenges of raising 2 children in the public eye? Jackie was a devoted mother, but she was also strict. She wanted her children to have a normal upbringing, despite their extraordinary circumstances. She was deeply involved in their education and instilled in them a strong sense of duty and responsibility. Jackie's love for her children was unwavering, but how did they cope with the weight of their father's legacy? Jackie Kennedy's life was filled with triumphs and tragedies, but what were her best and worst decisions, and how did they shape her legacy? Jackie's decision to marry JFK was undoubtedly one of her best. It gave her a platform to make a lasting impact. But her marriage to Onassis is often seen as a misstep, driven more by necessity than love. Jackie's life was a series of calculated risks, but did she ever regret the choices she made? Jackie Kennedy was often seen as a silent partner in JFK's political career, but what did she really think of politics? Was she a willing participant, or did she feel trapped by the demands of public life? Jackie was more politically savvy than people gave her credit for. She understood the importance of her role as First Lady and used her influence to support JFK's agenda. But she also struggled with the pressures of political life and the constant scrutiny. Jackie's relationship with politics was complex, but how did she balance her personal beliefs with the demands of her role? Jackie Kennedy wasn't just a First Lady, she was a pop culture icon. But how did she become such a phenomenon? And what was it about her that captivated the world? Jackie's combination of elegance, intelligence, and mystery made her irresistible to the public. She was a symbol of the American dream, and her influence extended far beyond politics. Jackie's impact on pop culture is still felt today, but what was the price of her fame? Jackie Kennedy was more than just a First Lady. She was a symbol of grace, strength, and resilience. Her life was a tapestry of glamour, scandal, and tragedy, and her legacy continues to captivate us to this day. Thank you for watching.